That's what these two are sniffing out and kind of getting in each other's face over. They're trying to hoard all the treats from one another.
So for those just tuning in, we are at Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary in Alberta, Canada. Do you want to tell us, for those that don't know, a little bit about what exactly a wolf dog is?
So what a wolf dog is it is a dog that has some amount of wolf in it. It can be anywhere from a little bit of wolf to a whole lot of wolf. So when you're dealing with wolf dogs, we break them down into 3 different categories. You have a low content, a mid content, or a high content. So Grizz here is a high content wolf dog, and Quinn and Aspen over there are both high content wolf dogs as well. And we're basically a non-profit rescue organization for wolf dogs. So with our wolf dogs, they've all come to us from different places and different circumstances, whether it's transfers from other organizations or the result of someone getting one, thinking it's going to make this great pet and then not being able to take care of it. That's how they generally end up here at the sanctuary.
We got a question from Sharon. She wants to know if they'll ever be released back into the wild.
So these guys here, they will not be released back into the wild, and the reason for it is because they're not actually pure wild wolves. So they are all wolf dogs, so they all have some amount of dog in them. They're not just a pure wolf out in the wild that's here being rehabbed or anything like that. These are not wild animals, and that's the reason why they can't be released out into the wild and that they are here with us. Quinn, you done picking on your brother?
And they're eating treats out of the snow right now, right?
Yeah, so that's right. We've got a few treats in here that we buried into the snow pile, and that's what everyone here is kind of eating out of the snow.
What kind of treats are they?
So these here are just regular dog treats, nothing too crazy. They're just stuff that you can get at a pet store. We get a lot of our stuff from a company called Perfectly Raw, and that's pretty much what fuels all the dogs here at the sanctuary.
Okay, so it's mostly perfectly raw. It's mostly like just a raw diet.
Yeah, so when it comes to their primary diet, it is all just raw meat. And again, the stuff we're feeding them comes from Perfectly Raw. You can buy it just for a regular dog as well. They have stuff for cats. They've kind of got a huge mix of everything. But we do get all our meat supplied from them. Typically, we order about 1,500 to 2,000 pounds of raw meat at a time. So, we have 23 mouths to feed here at the sanctuary, so we go through it pretty quickly.
Luciano wants to know if they are dangerous at all.
So they are not dangerous at all. These guys here, they're actually very shy and quite skittish animals. And because they do have some level of dog in them, again, they're not just pure wolves out in the wild. These guys here are intentionally bred. They're raised by people, so they're very comfortable being around people. You can see Grizz and Aspen here, they're totally comfortable being around me. We'll even go say hello to Quinn over here. He's kind of just standing on the stock tank, but you'll see with Quinn here, yeah, they're not dangerous animals at all. Hey, Quinn. Once you build up a relationship with them and you start to know them and they start to know who you are and trust you, they're very affectionate, very loving animals, as you can see with Quinn here. They are quite skittish, though, so it does take a while to build up that bond and kind of get to know them, so to speak. But once you do, they can be very, very affectionate. Grizz is still going hard trying to find all the treats here.
And for those of you just tuning in, we are at Yamnuska Wolf Sanctuary in Alberta, Canada. We're hanging out with some wolf dogs. I have a question from... Where did that question go?
Chris, what's this?
Sandra wanted to know if wolf dogs make good pets.
So typically, wolf dogs do not make great pets, and that's the reason why we exist as a sanctuary. A lot of people will get one thinking it's going to be just like having a regular dog, but it's going to look like one of these guys, and then they quickly figure out that they're extremely difficult animals to own. And for that reason, that's why a lot of people end up getting one and then giving them up, because they can't take proper care of them. So they come with a number of challenges. The more wolf that you have in those particular dogs, the more challenges you're going to have. So for example, like these three here being high content wolf dogs, you're typically dealing with wolf behavior instead of dog behavior. So it's a very different type of animal to own. Just throwing a leash or collar and leash on them and taking them for a walk or out to the dog park, typically things like that are going to be stuff they're not comfortable with doing. So they do come with a number of challenges.
Marcia has a question. She wants to know if they accept new pack members quickly.
So with these guys here, some of them accept more than others. Typically, though, once you do have an established pack already, it is very difficult to integrate new pack members to them. Basically, the only way you can do it is by introducing that new pack member as a puppy. With these guys here, a puppy, it's not a threat, it's not a challenge, it's just kind of this little puppy. So it's really easy for them to kind of build that puppy up or kind of mold it to what they see fit. With low content wolf dogs, though, they have more dog and they're more dog behavior. So those ones there, it's really easy about integrating new animals to their pack. You can basically just bring it in. They think, hey, right on, we've got a new friend to play with.
Cool. Jake wants to know if they need to always stay in the cold.
So these guys here, not all of the residents here at the sanctuary are just outside all the time, but any of our high content wolf dogs, they do spend all of their time outdoors. They are very different physically than a regular domestic dog. You look at Aspen, you can see the inside of his ears are totally covered in with fur. They also have more fur on the bottom of their paws. They have increased circulation as well, so more blood flow to help them stay warm. So they're very, very set up and, adapted for being outside in the cold. Again, these guys here, more wolf than dog, so you're dealing more with wolf than dog.
Cool. Joanna wants to know how their behavior is.
So again, their behavior is quite different than a normal dog. It does take a lot of understanding and a lot of patience and just a lot of knowledge to really understand their behavior. Again, because even a low content wolf dog, while it is mostly dog, it is still going to behave quite different than a regular dog would. They have a lot of challenges. Lots of them don't like to go for car rides. They don't do well being left unsupervised. Generally, they're quite destructive if left alone inside, especially. We've had our fair share of couches get destroyed here at our house at the sanctuary. So generally, it is very different than a regular dog. Behaviorally, physically, everything about them is quite different.
Michelle wants to know if they ever fight for food or other things like spaces.
So with these guys here, they are their own established family units, essentially. Each pack, they do regard each other as family. Even though we don't do any breeding here at the sanctuary, all of our wolf dogs have come to us from different places and different circumstances. So even though they might not actually be related, they do regard each other as family. So they take very good care of their families. They, might get into the odd squabble over food or treats, as you saw when Aspen was trying to get in on some of those treats that Grizz had. They growl at each other and stuff like that, but we've never had a situation where one of them hurts the other. Because again, they do regard each other as family, and they do take very good care of one another here.
All right, I got an interesting question from Kelly. She wants to know where you're located and if you're open to the public.
Yeah, so we're located about 10 minutes west of Cochrane, Alberta, Canada. So fairly close to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We're open year-round to the general public. We have a number of different options for the general public to take in and do when they're here visiting. Some of those options range from getting to go right inside the enclosures with the wolf dogs to see them and feed them treats and learn all about them, to other options where people can just show up whenever they're passing by and kind of explore the sanctuary and see all the different wolf dogs that we have here.
Great, and we're posting a link to the Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary, which is the Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary.com. So if you want to visit, you can get that info there, and if you want to learn how you can help out the sanctuary, you can also do that.
So yeah, we're totally open year round. The only days we're closed are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and with the information that you've posted, that'll provide everyone who's wondering about the different tour options we have and the different times they run and everything about them as well.
Very cool. Okay, we have one more question from Vanessa, and she wants to know what their average weight is once grown.
So when they're fully grown, their average weight can really vary. Just like most animals, the females are generally a little bit smaller weight-wise than our males are. These three here still have a little bit of growing to do. Quinn, our female there, is on the small side for sure. Aspen, this guy I'm petting right here beside me, he's almost full-grown. But typically when they're full-grown, males can weigh anywhere from, I'd say on average, about 115, 120 pounds. Females are generally a little bit lighter, and they're kind of in the 90 to 105 pound area.
Cool. Can we go and see some more? Just go around to see some more of the wolves real quick before we go off the air?
Yeah, for sure. I'll see if we can spot some more. We're just kind of in one of our enclosures here right now with these three, but what we'll do is we'll actually head down to one of our other enclosures where we'll be able to see a few more wolf dogs. So we have 7 different enclosures here at the sanctuary that all have varying different levels of wolf dogs in them. So in the enclosure here just to my left, you can see Horton just kind of making his way along the fence. But we'll go say hi to some of our other high-content wolf dogs. So you can see Nova standing at the fence right there looking at me. We'll go say hi to those guys, though.
If you're just tuning in, we are at Yamnuska Wolf Sanctuary in Alberta, Canada. Just heading over to another wolf enclosure, so we'll see some wolves in a second.
All right, so this is one of our enclosures where we are bringing the general public right into. Basically, just grab a seat right there, and we have these 3 high-content wolf dogs in this enclosure as well. You can see Kuna here is looking for some belly rubs.
Oh,
hello! You in a tail wag, hey?
I have a question.
So Kuna here is...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Kuna here is our alpha female. She was actually the first wolf dog to join Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary. We have Zeus walking up behind us there. Zeus is the alpha male in this enclosure. Kuna's being a bit of a suck today, apparently.
Zeus is really dark.
Yeah, so Zeus is all black. He does have a bit of gray going on because with any all black wolf or wolf dog, typically once they start getting a little bit older, they really start getting that gray coming in. So Zeus is actually only 7 years old, but he's got a fair amount of gray going on as well. And that gray is only going to get more and more. By the time Zeus is around 10 years old, he's going to be probably more gray than he is black.
I have another question from Brian. He wants to know, how do you know what percentage of content wolf dog they are? How do you know that? How can you tell?
Yeah, so actually that's a very good question, Brian. Basically how it works is we determine wolf content through phenotyping. So that's where we're studying the physical appearance of them, taking in any known things such as what their parents were or any of that information we might have on hand. And from there, we're able to determine how much wolf is in that particular dog. We haven't fully relied on any genetic or any DNA testing yet because there isn't one that has been proven to be 100% accurate yet. We have done a little bit of testing with one called Embark, and that one there seems to be fairly close, but again, not something we've been using full out, just 100% on its own.
Very cool. She's really into belly rubs.
Yeah, Kuna's being a bit of a suck here today.
Okay, well, guess we can wrap up. So if you are interested in learning more about Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary, you can visit their website, which is yamnuskawolfdogsanctuary.com. And if you want to come by and visit or help out with a donation, you can do that at their website. So thanks to everyone for watching, and thanks to you guys.
Thanks a lot for having us on a feature on the live feed.